Oh, hey there. It's me, Future Pen. And in this episode of Paper Peculiar, I'll be revisiting lunch bag journals. Why am I Future Pen? Because I forgot to film an intro during my normal weekend crafting session. So here I am on a weekday showing you what past pen will be crafting and how I got here. I had just a few lunch bags left and used them all up, making some really fun little journals. This first one is quite rustic with 4 signatures, a twine closure, and wood beads. Then I drifted into a much softer shabby chic style and ended up making 2 nearly identical journals because I like the cover so much. After that came a single signature version with purple ribbon, buttons, and a cute little closure using an earring hook. When I ran out of lunch bags, I popped into the dollar store for another pack, only to discover they were a much lighter beige. That changed my original plan to use the bright white version of my new Peculiar Nature printables. These bags were calling for the sepia set instead. Both versions of my new Peculiar Nature collection will be available as free downloads from my Ko-fi shop. So, that's how we got here. Now it's time to hand things back over to Past Pen and watch this little journal come to life. Well, it's still me, Future Pen, doing the voiceover because during my weekend crafting session, Mr. Marlowe and I were listening to music. Between the copyrighted songs and my absolutely terrible singing, there really wasn't any audio worth saving. As you can see, I started with some coffee dyed and food gel dyed ledger paper that I rescued from the office. Using the folded lunch bag as a guide, I marked out the pages, then cut, ripped, and prepped everything for the signatures. And with that, I'll spare you the play-by-play and leave you with some music until there's something worth mentioning. I decided to give each signature its own color, so I inked the lunch bag cover and the pages inside with the same color before moving on to a different one for the next signature. Here, I started fussy cutting some of the images from my Peculiar Nature collection. Some I cut and some I ripped. Then it was really just a matter of deciding which pieces belonged where throughout the signatures and on the covers. Here, I'm cutting out some notches from the sides of the bags that I had cut out, cut down to size, and sewn decorations on for use as pockets. With all the decoration decisions made and everything inked and ready to go, it was time to start gluing things down. Next, it was time to decorate the covers. I'm fussy cutting one of my journal labels, which is already available as a free download in my Ko-fi shop. I'm gathering 2 pieces of ribbon, 6 lengths of butcher twine, my awl, and a scrap of cardstock that I'll use as a template for punching the holes in my signatures. I'm also grabbing another strip of cardstock to fold into 6 equal sections. I could measure the whole thing and divide it by 6, but that involves math and calculating. Folding it is much easier and apparently more my speed. I'm getting everything ready to sew the signatures together using a Coptic cross stitch. I'd been struggling with the no cover Coptic stitch, but I found a great tutorial from Renaissance Bookbinding, which I've linked below, and thought this little journal would be a good place to try it out. Now that my template is ready, I'm clipping the pages together using Yes, those are hair clips. They were handy, so today they're bookbinding supplies. The template will keep all 6 holes in the same position across each signature while I punch them with my awl. I'm going to briefly describe how I'm sewing the signatures together, but I'll point you to Renaissance Bookbinding for the detailed tutorial. I start at the bottom of the 3rd signature and sew through each of the holes with a simple in and out stitch. I thread my ribbons through 2 of the loops that are formed. These will eventually be tied into decorative bows. Once that first signature is complete, I add the second. I make sure to line up the holes as close as possible. Once the holes are lined up, I clip the second signature to the first signature. This time, as I sew through each hole, I link the new stitch back through the corresponding stitch on the first signature before moving on to the next hole. That connecting step is what starts forming the crossed Coptic pattern along the spine. I repeat the same process with the third signature, sewing through each hole and linking it back to the stitch on the previous signature. I keep the tension firm enough to hold everything together, but not so tight that I risk tearing the paper. As the stitching builds, you can really see that zigzag cross pattern developing along the spine. Once all 3 signatures are sewn together, I finish with a couple of secure knots and then tie the ribbons into bows. It's weekday pen again to wrap things up with the final flip through. I had a lot of fun with this little journal, especially trying out the Coptic cross stitch and putting some of my new peculiar nature printables to use. Using the lunch bags also gave me a large number of pockets and tuck spots. Each signature starts with the main opening of the lunch bag itself. Inside the cover, I had another pocket using the pieces I cut from the sides of the bags. In the center of each signature, the envelope gives me another 2 pockets, and at the back, the way I sewed the bottom of the lunch bag created one more tuck spot. So there are plenty of little places to hide things throughout this journal. As a reminder, both versions of the Peculiar Nature collection, the white and the sepia, are available as free downloads in my Ko-fi shop, and I've linked the Renaissance book binding tutorial below if you'd like a closer look at the binding. I hope you enjoyed this lunch bag journal and perhaps found a bit of inspiration for using some of those ordinary paper bags in your own crafting. And, as always, I thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.